Yo! What up, what up, what up, what up? Leave a one down into the building. If you guys can hear and or see us. So there's always like an awkward pause before I actually go live where I don't know if like they can hear and see us. So
Yeah.
it's been such a while since you've been here. I don't know if you remembered.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I wasn't familiar. Thanks for the reminder.
You're welcome. You're welcome. What up, everybody? Leave a one down into the building if you guys are in here. We have a host of things that we want to cover today, right?
We do. I'm excited. So many fun things to talk about today.
Yeah, we're gonna cover some things for you guys in here today. Come, entra. Listen, we had the thumbnail of the video was one particular news story that we wanted to go over, and it's one that I was looking at, and I was like, "Oh, we gotta go in on this one," because I am angry, I am disgusted, and I am perturbed. Y'all already know what time it is.
Do you see that? Someone recognizes me immediately.
Y'all already know what time it is. Red Cup Talk. Happy Friday to everybody. Let's
Happy
get
Friday.
it. Let's get it poppin'. Everybody go and get y'all red cups. We ain't playing games here today. All right. Now listen. Shout out to the Patreon gang down into the building. Oh, they get it. You see all the ones? That means that
Yes.
they can hear
us.
and or see us. Okay. They can hear and or see us. Shout out to everybody. Let me see what's going on. Let me see who's down up in the building. Let's get it. Plur, how are ya? How are ya? Live stream and Patreon gang. What's good, my G? How are you? Whoa, Patreon gang down in here strong. Mr. Woosa, how are you? How are you? It's gonna be interesting doing this and my DAT practice test together. That's like a chemistry test, I think. DAT. I don't know. I'm not in the sciences.
Me neither.
But shout out to you, my G. Guys, if you guys are coming down in here, leave a like down into the building so YouTube can show me and each and every one of you some respect. Would appreciate it wholeheartedly. Again, what's good, my G? Spiderweb. We in here, bro. Patreon gang. What's good, my G's? The incels gonna be crazy with this one. No, we gotta talk about this one. We have a couple of other stories as well.
Yeah, we got a couple topics for y'all.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it popping. It's gonna be a good time.
And you brought one up to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys saw the story with a chick. She set the car on fire.
Yeah.
We gotta go over that.
Yeah, that was wild.
And then we want to also go over one of the other community chat posts. So it's going to be a whole show here today. We're going to go over 3 different topics.
Yeah.
And we just going to go in. So I want to hear communication from all of y'all. But I want to hear what Naya has to say about these particular things. Okay? Shout out to everybody that's down into the building. Mr. Woosa, I see you. Malcolm, I see you. TJ, I see you. Ian Sasa Nwasa, I see you. How are you, sir? Alibaba, I see you, my G. How are you? The intro, how are you, bro? Cynical Optimist. Chris, how are you, my G? Oh, the family down in here. Adori, how are you? Good to see you, DB. What's poppin'? Breezy, Patreon gang in the house. Listen, let me also touch on that real quick. The Patreon gang, shout out to each and every one of you guys. Over the past 2 weeks, I want to say I've had about 30 Patreon signups over the past 2 weeks or so. So shout out to the family, shout out to the gang. I think it's awesome to be able to see that and I think that it really starts to begin to speak to that you guys are seeing the vision and are really banging with the vision or really understanding kind of where it is that we're trying to go with this. So shout out to each and every one of y'all. There's too many of y'all to run through the list of all 30 of y'all that join. At the end of the day, though, I appreciate it wholeheartedly for you guys signing up and understanding what it is that we're trying to do over here. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Boogie Talks in the building. About the trained client, we'll tune in after. Let me introduce myself, Boogie in the mofo building. Shout out to Boogie Talks. I appreciate you wholeheartedly, my G. Patreon gang in the building. Oh, Jalil, Patreon gang. Listen, you got some fans down in here. Huh?
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Apparently they know your name. Okay.
I mean, you did kind of tell them what my name was.
Listen, this is everybody who's clicking in right now is a part of like the notification gang, the Patreon gang.
Right.
So we'll get other people that's gonna come in here later, so they may not be as familiar with you. Because
Right.
I think the last time that you came down in here, it was like.
It was months ago.
It was months ago, but I want to say I didn't even have 10,000 subs yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, now I just hit, shout out to everybody, I just hit over 21. I think I hit 21,000. I hit over 21,000. I think I did. Oh, let me just check. Yeah.
Nice.
21,100 people a
Lot of
part of the gang, a part of the army. Shout out to everybody that's down up in here. Let me put this on the screen. Young Swift. Wait, hold on. Let me address this right now. No, you savage. We're not going 5 hours. Okay.
No.
We're not going 5 hours.
Nah, it's a no. It's
All right.
For us
But shout out, my G. Listen, I always appreciate when they ask me that question because it means to me that, that they're ready, willing, and able. Okay, but not today. Not today. We got to get you guys in and out in relative respectfulness. But, I say that a lot of times and it ends up going a lot longer. But we're going to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get back down into this, and then we're going to start the show as folks are coming back in. Let me put up the right resource. Guys, real quick, I haven't done this in a long time, but I want to go over kind of the last week and things that were uploaded. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the gang. It's so crazy to see, on average, every video that I upload has over 5,000 views. So I appreciate you guys for showing love. I appreciate you guys for showing support, respect, all of that good stuff. So I wanted to go over, first of all, last Friday, the Red Cup Talk with Zoe. Guys, if you have not seen that video, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? All right, fantastic content. All right, fantastic content. I actually had a very brief conversation with Zoe. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit later. So maybe we'll get into that just a little bit later. Shout out to all those that show the two detailed Blackie videos that I uploaded this week. I was a thought, but I have a man now. And do you still send nudes? Honestly, after doing those videos, I think it's probably one of the last times I'm gonna be doing these type of reaction videos to these like in the moment kind of stuff. Like I like better when it's like either a dating coach that we're talking about. So like we'll talk about like a AM, like remember Alpha Male Strategy we used to react to?
I remember.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Either we'll do something like that, or we gotta do more content that's dedicated towards like what's the channel's name? Shit, I am being disrespectful right now. The cruise season. My bad. My mind was slipping. More stuff like that, where it's more organized, questions being asked, Like, I think that is much better look for the channel. So stay tuned for way more of those, because I found a bunch of different channels that do content like that. The heavy hitter this week was yesterday's uploaded video. Previous females, now male, explain that life isn't better as a man. That was a video from Joker, and shout out to Joker, a better bachelor. He actually came through to the channel and left a comment. It made me feel like between his comment and between you guys showing love on the channel, I'm like, yo, I gotta reach out to Joker. So stay tuned. I'm gonna reach out to him and I'm gonna see if we can perhaps collab on something. You understand me? So I appreciate all of the love, support, and the respect. Last video, somebody uploaded earlier today, I stripped men of their manhood. I don't know if you noticed, but I did a video like a couple of months ago, live stream, where I've actually had a married woman who's a sex worker come through, who's like a sex worker, like a phone sex worker. She came through on the channel and was just talking about what is it that she does.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. That's
wild.
Yeah,
so I re-uploaded a component of that.
Nice.
Yeah, a little bit earlier today. Shout out to Bullet Dreams Workshop. Appreciate the $10 super chat. I would like to see you and AMS do an interview together talking about purpose and other important topics that can help young guys out financially. I would love to do that. I absolutely would. I have never like reached out to AMS. Maybe I should. I just get the feeling that I need to up my subscriber count. Okay, if you guys think about all of the different channels that he's been on recently, they're not 20,000, subscriber count type channels. They're all 100,000 and above. You understand what I'm saying? So from a business perspective, right? Like you asked me this financial question. From a business perspective, I got to think in his mind, he's got to say, is the juice worth the squeeze? You understand me? So I got to work on it. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to put in the effort. I'm going to keep on working on this subscriber count, this view count, all of that stuff. And then maybe one day in the future, we can make that pop. But I would love to be able to do that, because if you listen to the brother's story, you know what I'm saying? It's a dope thing to hear. It's a dope thing to hear, right? Where he's come from and where he's at right now. Shout out to Bullet Dreams. I appreciate the $10 super chat. All right. You ready to get into the content?
I'm ready.
All right. So, guys, listen, we have a couple of different things that we wanted to get into. Let me get this off of the screen. We had a couple of different things that we wanted to get into. You want to get to this one first?
Yeah, we can do this one first.
All right. Guys, we wanted to talk about this one first, okay? All right, yeah, this is it. You guys should remember this community chat post. I've actually been thinking through, I was actually thinking about earlier than here is, like earlier than today going over this, but I'm glad that you're here right now because I feel like I need to get your views on this particular post right here. You understand me?
Yes, some thoughts.
You understand me? All right, so I'm gonna read it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Have you read this yet?
Yeah, I read it.
Okay. A man proposes to his woman with a receipt of her $70,000 student loan debt being paid in full in place of a ring. You understand?
I got it.
So instead of a ring, he has a $70,000 student loan debt being paid. She thanks him. Okay. But she says she still requires a ring before getting married. What is she? Hold on, let me click in this bitch. This had 800 comments, by the way, wow. Which is crazy.
That's some mad comments.
Reasonable, ungrateful, smart, or dumb?
So I don't think I would characterize her as any of those things in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I would, if somebody paid off my student loans, I'd be like, yo, I would be so geeked because student loans is like, it's kind of like what I consider to be like a ball and chain. So I would be like, yeah, I want my student loans paid for. Like, if he be like, I'll pay off your student loans, I'd be like, all right. I mean, do I eventually want a ring? Yeah, but if he paid my student loans off, I would be okay with that. I would be like, cool, my student loans paid off. Because the student loans is going to cost more than this ring. I went to law school, so I would be very happy if someone was like, yeah, I'm going to just take care of your student loans, babe. I'd be like.
But would you accept it as a proposal?
I think it just depends on how it was couched. Like, how did he communicate that to her? And like, was there?
He proposed.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, was there any conversation? Was like, because I mean, he had to have all that information to pay our student loans off. Because you have to log into a portal and have information. So I would have been like, well, why do you want that information? Was there a conversation like, I want to pay a student loan off instead of a ring? Was there a conversation about that? Because she might have not wanted that. She might have been like, I'd rather have a ring than have my student loans paid off. Me personally, I want my student loans paid off. But I feel like sometimes when you're doing something, you have to have a conversation. Like, what does the person want? Like, do they want that? Would they rather pay it themselves? Like, it's just a conversation. Because she might have been like, I'd rather have a ring than have my student loans paid off. I personally wouldn't do that. I want my student loans paid off. But
I want you to select options A through D. Okay, you can select multiple options. Which if you were to conclude something about her as a human being, would it be reasonable, ungrateful, smart, or dumb?
So I have a lot of different. I'm just gonna run the gamut. So I could see her being like reasonable in terms of like I don't want that. I'd rather have a ring than have my student loans paid off.
What? Okay, keep going. I'm not gonna...
from her own perspective. Mind you, I've already stated that I want my student loans paid off. But I'm saying if she would have said I'd rather pay them myself. That's her prerogative. Like, that's not my life.
Okay.
I would say that.
So you say A, reasonable is there. She can be reasonable for not accepting that.
I mean, you want what you want. So I'm not gonna tell somebody they can't have what they want. If I would rather have a ring than have my student loans paid, that's your prerogative. I'm not going for that. I'm getting student loans paid off. Period. But I'm a firm believer in letting people have what they want.
So what you're saying is that it's potentially reasonable for her because
that's what she wants.
You just don't know. Okay, but for you, is it reasonable?
No, I want my student loans paid off. Fuck that ring.
Okay.
Okay. It's not that I don't want a ring eventually. I mean, eventually I want a ring, but like in the interim, no. I'd rather have my student loans paid off.
Okay. What about ungrateful?
See, I think that's why I hesitate to say she's ungrateful because I'm like, if that's not what she wants, Like you went and did something, not considering what she wanted. So is it ungrateful when somebody does something for you that you didn't want, that you didn't ask for? Is that ungrateful? That's a question.
Listen? I was gonna go through C and D, but I am getting.
I'm going to go through C and D as well.
Say what?
I was gonna get hit C and D. I don't.
All right, go ahead. So is she smart?
I wouldn't say it's smart considering how much better having your student loans paid off is than having an actual ring. Considering like when you are out of debt, there are moves that you can make a little bit more freely because you're out of debt. Especially if her only debt is student loans. It just depends on if she has other debt. Some people that's the only debt they have is student loans. Like they don't like their car is paid off, whatever the case may be. They may be renting, whatever. So their student loans is their only real debt. So I wouldn't see that being that smart, but you know.
What about dumb?
And then
which is the opposite?
I'm not gonna say she's dumb because I feel like that's not nice, but I would be like, girl, let's say you have $100,000 in student loans. You really about to walk away from $100,000 in student loans being paid off for a ring that may cost 10 or 20? Nah.
Listen, so here's what I think. Right, like let me reread this again, right? Because I think that we need proper clarity. You need proper data filled in right here. A man proposes to his wife with a receipt of her $70,000 student loan.
Woman.
To his woman, $70,000 student loan debt being paid in full in place of a ring. So here's the context clues here. Obviously, he's a super affluent, rich, maybe.
He got some money.
He's got some money, okay? He's got some money. And honestly, the degree of blue pill in my eyes is really offset. I mean, if he has $100 million in the bank, $100 million to $70K is a quarter to a dude who makes $100,000 a year. You understand me?
$100 million a year.
No.
You said $100,000 a year?
That's exactly what I said. I said if a dude has $10 million in a bank, that's $70K.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
My bad.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, you know, so that's the first thing is that we don't know kind of how much, right, that he makes or how much percentage of his income that this actually is. That's the first thing.
Right.
Okay. She thanks him, but says she still requires a ring before getting married. Now, I think like, and this is important, I think that I couldn't do this conversation justice or due diligence unless if I had a woman here to hear your perspective. Because like, I look at this shit and I say to myself, who cares about the ring? Because number one, he paid off your student loan.
Yeah.
And number two, you're gonna get married to him. So why do you need something else on your ring? I mean, on your finger. Why do you need a ring on your finger?
I don't know if it's a need though. It's a want. Like some people, that's what some people want. They like, oh, I got married. I don't got a ring. They might feel some type of way about that. Like, it just depends on the person.
Meanwhile, also too, if she's $70,000 in debt, she's not affluent. So he's affluent, but she isn't, because if she was affluent, she would have paid off the $70,000. You see what I'm saying? So here's the context clues. Very wealthy dude, probably a baddie lady, right? He is proposing. He's saying, no, there's nothing in here about a prenup, nothing like that. He is proposing, and he's proposing with, to me, was one of the greatest gifts, which is being debt free.
But
now the thought is, just real quick, the thought is as well. Now, in terms of building up people, creating generational wealth, no matter what it is that you have on your finger or the jewelry that you have strewn across your neck or the shoes that you have on or the car that you drive, that don't mean ish. But you know what does mean ish? Well, you can pay off some things to your name completely and wholeheartedly.
Yeah, but you also gotta put in context. We don't know how old this woman is. She could be, someone, she might have dated an older guy, and she could be freshly out of school. So let's say she's 25, 26, whatever.
Okay.
She might have got a master's program, and because there are certain careers that you can't go into without a higher degree. Like if you're a lawyer or a doctor or certain other professional fields that you can't get into without obtaining additional education.
Yeah.
So let's say that she does that, her additional education. She's just started working, you know, she's, building up and starting to pay stuff off, but she's already been dating this person. He's like, you know what, babe? You got X amount of loans. I don't want you to have to deal with that going into our marriage. So I'm gonna go ahead and pay it off. That's his decision. Remember, because she didn't ask him to do this. This is what he did on his own volition. I'm going to pay off your $70,000 a loan in lieu of a ring.
You know what this means to me.
What it mean?
So like, I look at his gesture towards her, and I look at her response, and I say to myself, hopefully this is a wake up call to him that she's in it for way different reasons than he is. So I talked about this all the time on my channel, and I say, like, listen, of the dudes that are down in here, because I know I got dudes that are either married or are still considering getting married. Subscribe to my channel. If you're going to use that as a tool with the foundation of your business for the rest of your life, go ahead, do your thing. We're gonna still talk about how that might affect you on this channel, but at the same time, you're getting into a marriage with someone with completely different goals than you. And finances is on the scale of between 1 and 5. What reason on that scale of getting divorced? Finances is always number one. It's been number one for over the past 100 years. So you have someone that's doing a gesture of, let's get married, but I don't want you to have debt. And she's saying, no, I need this flashy thing on my finger so I can show my homegirls.
That's not necessarily what she said. She said she still wanted a ring. She didn't say it had to be flashy. She didn't say what kind of ring she wanted. She said she still wanted a ring.
So do you really think that someone who could pay $70,000 off in a student debt, you think that she would be expecting a normal ass ring or a $70,000 to $100,000 ring?
I mean, I feel like if you can afford to pay $7,000 in debt, you could probably afford a ring too.
Yeah, but that goes against his morals. But that's the point that I'm trying to make is that
Does it go against his morals? Where did it say that goes against his morals?
Because he decided, listen, the institute of getting married, getting down on one knee, and then showing and then giving a ring is in our culture. Mm-hmm. So he went against that. And I'm saying that he went against that because of his ideologies, his beliefs, that you don't have to be caught up in this matrix of some shit where I gotta give you a ring and put it on your finger because your girlfriend has it.
Well, maybe not though. Maybe he like, we're about to be married, and when we become married, your debt becomes my debt, and I don't want that debt, so I'm going to pay your debt off so that we can go into this marriage.
That was the second part. But that was the second part that I was just about to say, which is why I'm saying he has met someone that is not aligned, regardless of how bad that she is not aligned at a fundamental level of how do you make decisions to push life into the future. Because what it looks like to me is that he don't ring. Like, why would I put something on you that you're gonna lose? You may lose it. I gotta buy insurance for it. All this shit, or that schooling shit that you were just doing. I don't know if did it say, oh, it's student loan debt. Yeah. Let me put this up on the screen because the people that are coming down in here are probably like, what the hell are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Of student loan debt. Meanwhile, you can't even file bankruptcy and get rid of student loan debt. That bitch there with you. You understand me?
It dies with you.
Yeah, that shit is with you. So instead of being together and taking on her debt, which he probably already knows she spends frivolously. And I'm saying that from a perspective of right, like her turning this down in order to get a visible sign of now that she's married. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
well, she's not exactly turning it down. She just said what she said was, "Thank you for doing that, but I still want a ring." So that means I'm gonna accept you paying my student loans off, but I still want some sort of ring.
That's ungrateful. That's ungrateful.
But
in my opinion, it's ungrateful and it's dumb. It's B and D.
And that's fine. You're allowed to have an opinion. They're like assholes. Everybody has one. I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, for me personally, pay my student loans off. I could have the ring later.
Oh, you're not on her. Oh, is the volume low? Hold on, is the volume low? My bad. I just saw someone say that the volume's low. Guys, is the volume low or do people need to turn up their own volume? Talk to me. While we're figuring that out, guys, drop a like on the video. We'll wholeheartedly appreciate it. We're at 65 likes. There should be at least 120 likes in this bitch. Guys, what does is the sound high enough? There's like a little bit of a delay. Guys, let me know. Actually, let me go over here. Cam. Disable audio processing. Testing. Oh, okay. Yeah, we might need to. Oh, we're fine. It says volume good.
Oh, good.
Listen, guys, you bastards always talk about the volume is not good, and then your volume is not all the way up on your phone or your computer. Shut up. I hate you guys. All right? Oh, always interrupting the show with your bullshit. All right? Turn up your own goddamn volume. All right? Shout out to everybody that's coming down into the building. We got over 200 people that's down in here. We only got 90 likes. Come on, guys. Let's hit on that like button. I know you guys come in here and you're like, hey, what are we talking about today? If you forget to hit on the goddamn like button, hit on the like button. Stop playing with me. Okay? Anyway, let me go back up and address some of these super chats real quick before we conclude. Shout out to Jordan Williams, Patreon gang in the building. Where my Patreon people? I don't know if you noticed, I got a soundboard now.
I did. DJ Glue Bomb.
Shout out to Jordan. The proposal scenes in movies got women good. Shout out to Jordan. It's true. It's like, oh, okay. She wants the shit that she sees her girlfriends get. Not she wants the social proof.
People want what they want. I'm not gonna tell anybody they're wrong for wanting what they want. Do I have to agree with what they want? No, but you can want what you want.
I feel like the more that we've talked about this, the more you're distancing yourself from.
I'm not. Listen,
from her argument.
I still want my student loans paid. Period.
Yeah. So you would. So listen. So let me ask you a question. If a dude that you banging with didn't want to give you a ring but wanted to pay off your student loans,
I'd be like, listen, pay them student loans off, fam.
So you would get married with no ring?
Yeah, for my student loans to be paid off.
Oh, okay. So that's why. Okay. So we both agree. So then, at the end of the day,
but I'm not gonna sit up and tell somebody else that they're wrong for wanting what they want. Like if a person wants to have a ring, that's what's important to them. I'm not saying you're wrong for that. Me, I want my student loans paid off because if I don't have student loans, you know what I'm saying? Like
freedom.
But I have some other type of debt. Like maybe I want that paid off, maybe I don't. Like it just depends. All I'm saying is, for me, period, pay my loans.
I feel it. Okay. All right. So I feel like we
can work on this ring, maybe on the 5 year. You know what I'm saying? We can work on this ring. We can have, because at the end of the day, like a lot of people wear rings or they wear like I've been seeing a lot of people wearing, like I have a coworker from like an old employer that her and her husband, they didn't spend a lot of money on a ring. So they wear like the little plastic rings or something like that was from like a special place from one of their trips. So I think it just depends. So I don't feel like her asking for a ring is unreasonable because she might be like, I just want, something that's a symbol of our marriage. It doesn't have to be an expensive OD ring. Just, something small. 'Cause some people just wear like a regular gold band. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her wanting her student loans paid off and wanting a gold band. Now she's like, I want, I want 3 carats and you just pay my student loans off. That's a little different. You might feel differently about that. But I feel like if she wants like just a regular basic ring as a symbolization of the marriage, and you pay her student loans off, is she wrong for that? No.
I think keeping up with the Joneses, social proof, right? Like these expensive things that people do in order to feel a part of a group, right? Like human beings, like fundamentally, we're really tribal people.
We're communal.
We're communal. We're pack animals. Right? We want to be together. We want to develop together. Generally, you got to find your pack that makes sense for you.
Right.
Right. And the thing is like this striving of the Joneses, of the this, the that, right? Like, I think like if my boy came to me and said, yo, I offered this to her, and then she says she still wants a ring instead, right? Like, don't care about the loan. I'm like, dog,
Yeah, because she didn't say
she
instead.
Ain't it.
She didn't say instead. She said she wanted the ring too. Like
on top of that.
Yeah.
Yes. No, she says she still requires a ring.
Yeah.
Before it, and I don't know, maybe it's like I don't know. I just, in my mind, I cannot conceptualize how that makes sense. I mean, unless, like you said, you can't judge people for their own feelings, but at the same time, I would judge that in a way that would remove me from that situation. I think dudes we've lost too much leading with our wallets. We've lost too much. Okay? Let them prove the mindset first. Let them prove with actions that they deserve it first.
But I mean, I can't necessarily prove to you that I deserve something. I can do my actions, but you ultimately decide, make a decision on whether you feel like I deserve. No matter you can be down and do whatever for a person, but if they don't feel like you worthy of the ring, then you still not getting that ring. You could be, and to a bunch of other people, they'd be like, oh no, she's definitely worthy. But if you don't feel that way, it doesn't matter. And that's really a personal choice. Like, oh, I feel like this person is worth it.
Shout out Afi Kingdom Podcast. Afi in the building. What's good, my G? How are you? How are you? Hopefully I can join that stream on Sunday, my G. Just let me know and then beam me up. Shout out, my G. Shout out to Mr. O. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Can't blame her for thinking with foresight. Marrying a divorce and a dude will get her a lot more than $70K. You think it's a plan? You think it's a scheme?
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time somebody got scammed on. Word to Anna Nicole.
Jesus, word to Anna Nicole. Let's sing let's throw a quick peace offering to our brother Dr. Dre. Hopefully everything turns out okay.
Well, he said he has a prenup, so
no, but she's saying she signed it under duress, which is
but she has to prove that, and duress is hard to prove.
I feel like it's easier to prove than
no.
Duress is hard.
Yeah. Because, like, what happened that made you feel pressured? Like, was there a gun to your head? Was there something extreme where you would be under duress? So it's hard to prove things. That's like a he say, she say type thing, which is always hard to prove in court.
But I've seen, and I don't have statistics on it, but I would love to see those of the amount of divorces that happen, and then you hear a counterclaim of duress. I would love to see the numbers of how many of those are successful versus how many of those fail.
I mean, at the end of the day, your John Hancock is on the line. So unless there was like some extreme situation
that she can prove,
yeah.
Like, what's the example of an extreme situation? Like gun to head, like a photo of it.
Gun to head, maybe some type of threat of some sort that was in writing. Because I mean, really,
so she's got a text message.
Yeah, because what you would be arguing was words. Like, he told me if I didn't sign this, he was gonna kill me, or something like that. Like, you know, if he said that to you, if you have no proof, there's no video, there's no audio, there's no writing of that. I mean, it's really a case of he say, she say. And I mean, and so if his lawyer is a good lawyer, he's gonna be like, I mean, where's the proof?
And it's hard to prove something in the 90s. I mean, this is the wild.
That was 20 years ago.
This is the payphone era. You know what I'm saying?
Ago.
20. That's 30.
Well, I thought they got. Well, I don't know when they got married. I can't remember. But I know they got married like 25 years ago or something like that.
Oh, was it 25? Okay, I thought it was early 90s, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's still gonna get some money out of him, but she probably not gonna get the money she thought she was gonna get.
Yeah.
Cause she's gonna get alimony, so she's still getting a check.
She's still gonna get something.
Yeah.
What about you heard about the Tracy Morgan situation?
Oh, how him and his wife are getting divorced, but
after 5 years, and she wants the Walmart check.
Oh no, I didn't. I saw they were getting divorced, but I didn't see like all the specifics and stuff.
Yeah. So it's been 5 years. They actually married after he got into that accident.
It was right after that, though.
It was right after that.
Yeah.
They got married, and now they're getting a divorce, and she's asking for like $50 million, which is like half of that Walmart check.
Oh, from the accident?
Yeah, because he got $90 million for that.
Oh, sheesh.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
I mean, but the thing is, too, like, let me bring this up on the screen real quick, I feel like I'm done with this particular conversation right here. I feel like I think that she is ungrateful and dumb.
Why are you raising your voice for?
Because I'm angry at her. And I also think that she is, you know what? The only grace that I can give her is a degree of reasonable, but only based off the logic that you had in her earlier, that you can't judge someone else by their own way that they reason shit out. And the thing is, she could be reasonable for her, but for me, she is completely unreasonable. You understand?
Exactly.
Shout out to Samaj Griffin. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. This is why you never lead with your wallet. It sets the expectation that it's a lifestyle that you could provide for her and getting played. You took the words right out of my mouth, my G. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's why,
What you about to say? Because I feel like it's about to be super.
You come in there with the coffee. You come in there, right? Like, even if you super wealthy, I think that you should have a car that you date with. You know what I'm saying? You should have a car that you date that, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's a humble Honda. You know what I mean? It's a humble Civic. You know what I mean? So she's not choosing you for the wrong reasons. Shout out to Uncle J Doe in the building. Student loan debt get you canceled like a bad weave. Canceled immediately. Listen, the student loan debt ain't no fucking joke. You come in and here's the thing is that there's a lot of people that are doing this loan forgiveness shit, and they don't realize that it's not going to apply to them. There's a lot of people just like, oh yeah, I just get my loans forgiven because I'm gonna work in a nonprofit, da 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 da, and but they just don't realize. Hold on, make sure I don't dox myself. I want to bring this up. Look at this. Oh. Here's what I said. I said I think that the bread. Oh, let me make this larger. Hold on, let me click in here. I said I think that the breadwinner should always get a prenup, but in this particular situation. A dude being high status, rich, and medium ugly, and the wife at least an 8. Tracy, in this situation, is a fool that he did not. If anything, he should have been the one under duress. I mean, he got married right after a catastrophic incident. He can make claim to that, in my opinion.
I mean, but was she helping take care of him? Was she nursing him back to health? Is that a part of the reason why she feel like she's entitled to some money? I don't know about $50 million, but
I don't know, bro.
I do think that there's mixed feelings on prenup. Some people feel like you shouldn't get a prenup because like then you're like going into with the idea that the marriage is gonna end and you need to protect yourself, whatever the case may be. But I do think that sometimes when you come into a marriage with something with certain things, I'm not against getting a prenup because it's like you need to protect your assets, especially if it's something that you created and amassed on your own. So like, you know, you just don't want someone to feel entitled to something that they weren't in the picture. Now it's different when like if you look at the Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Bezos, like that's different because she really put him on. She put him in the position to get to everything. Like she was his first connect into that thing. So I feel like in her case, she deserves some money because it's like I put you onto this shit. But
yeah, it's different in that situation. Actually,
like,
I did research in it because I saw some comments down into my comment box that was like, yeah, but she helped start da 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 da.
Yeah, she helped.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she put on. So I felt like sis deserve a check.
That makes a lot more sense to me.
But like, you know, in a situation where you didn't put in, it's kind of like, do I want to take that risk of like, if this goes left, them being able to get X, Y, and Z? That's a risk that you take. And it's really up to you. You might feel like this is my ride or die, babe, and nothing's ever going to happen. But reality is things do happen. So like, how do you want to protect yourself?
Every way.
But
from Sunday. That's how you should be protecting yourself.
But if she getting the $50 million from the Walmart, that's like, if she getting a one-time payout $50 million, he has other money that is not from that settlement. Yeah, so he might feel like, you know what, she could have that little $50 million. And
that little $50 million.
Depending, I don't know what his net worth is, so like I would have to know what his net worth is to know how much $50 million is impacting him.
That number to me is higher than what I would think his net worth is.
To me as well, but I don't know. He's done a lot of like movies and stand-ups, and he probably gets royalties from a lot of shit. So
to me, she's going overboard. She's doing a negotiation tactic. She's asking for way above so that she'll get 20 million, 22 million or something.
And that's smart.
Like that.
That's exactly what I would do. I feel like you always shoot for you, even when you apply for a job, you always ask for more than you actually want. So when they knock it down, it's actually what you would have been comfortable at.
Here's the lesson for me, okay? Never get caught up in your emotions when you make any decisions. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. How do you feel about that, Naya?
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one.
Listen, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Let's say that this was fucking Oprah, okay? A woman that was the breadwinner. She decided to get married. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that exact same statement. Would you feel any different?
It's Oprah not getting married. You see, Oprah been dating Stedman for decades, and she still ain't gay this man.
You know why? Because she hasn't made an emotional decision. But that's my point
But
exactly.
but I don't necessarily know if that's an emotional decision because I mean she could always marry Stedman and sign a prenup.
Yeah, but we all know that prenups are not foolproof.
I mean they're not foolproof, but I mean you
So
better,
in
you,
order,
better, you, better, you better pay the money on the front end to get you a good attorney
but listen,
and make sure your stuff is tight.
but I feel like you have concessions. But you have concessions when I bring up the Oprah point. Here's the thing: when you have a $2 billion empire,
I feel safe.
you don't want. I don't. If I had a $2 billion empire, I don't want a 1% chance that I can lose half of that shit. Even if I still have a billion, I don't want even a half a percent of chance. But you open yourself up.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like at the end of the day, like money isn't everything. Like it's not. Period. It's not. Like
So you think this marriage, like this love and marriage thing, is enough to be risking?
I did not say that. But what I'm saying is money's not everything. So yeah, you might be like, even in his case or her case, you might be like, I'm willing to concede X amount of dollars in this situation. But like, I'm sure like if I was Oprah, the things that really mean the most to me, like my name, my brand, Harpo Studios, all of those things, I'm pretty sure all of that would be going into her prenup, as these are the untouchables.
So I think that there's caveats in that situation that you are making, because you're saying Oprah is so wealthy and so smart that she'll have trust set up, she'll have funds set up, she'll have ways to protect her assets. But
Yeah.
that's my argument. That's because I'm saying Oprah will not make an emotional decision. Tracy made an emotional decision because he had no prenup. He probably has a lack of trust, lack of funds that would separate his income versus his business's income. So now she's asking for $50 million, which to me.
But when you almost lose your life, I think that changes your perspective on
But
things.
hold up. But the point that I was making, and I was trying to get your opinion on it, is you should not make that emotional decision, and it will bite you in the ass a lot of times. Listen, I've made some financially emotional decisions. I got into cryptocurrency right when the iron was hot, at least I thought, but the shit was about to explode. I made some radical decisions that have put me in a place where I felt like if I thought through it from more of a numbers perspective, a data's perspective, like what actually happens, I would have protected myself better. My argument is that Oprah is making a logical decision of not marrying Stedman, who what does Stedman do to make money? Nothing.
No, he does make money, but I don't know. I read something, but I don't know exactly what he does on top of his head.
Regardless of what he does to make
Stedman,
money,
yeah.
but I'm honing in on the particular point of that she's making a logical decision not to marry him, but Tracy made an emotional decision not to marry her without the protection in place, the prenup, whatever. So I'm saying that's my lesson learned. But you said everyone's got opinions like assholes.
They do, but everyone has opinions. Everyone has asshole. But I mean, I guess I don't think that logic and opinion have to live separately. Like you can be logical and still, logic and emotion. My bad. You can make logically sound decisions and still be able to operate out of emotion. Like I don't think the two are mutually exclusive.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So I could be like, let's say I start a business. My business takes off in year 2, like we get a crazy deal and it's a while. So at that point, I'm not dating anyone. I'm not seeing anyone. So in year 3, I start seeing someone. Things are going well. Year 4 or 5, we decide we want to get married. So if I didn't know him, he wasn't involved at all, I may be like, let me go ahead and get a prenup because I amassed X amount of value prior to you being anything in my life. It's not that I don't think that things are going to work out, things are going to go well, but I want to protect my business because I don't want you to take away from what I've built on my own in my business. Because, when something happens with a business, it's not only affecting me, but it's affecting the people that I hire, the people that work underneath me, because that's money went out the door. And so that means I might not have to downsize or cut some employees or make some layoffs because we're giving this money to this person. So that may be different. But if I was dating someone in year one, and then I decided to start this business, and this person has been super integral in helping me cultivate my business idea. They've been helping me think through things. Even though I'm the person that's running point on the business, I might be like, you know what? They have sown enough into this business, so I may feel like, you know, it wouldn't be wrong if they got something out this business because they helped sow into this. Like, this is not something I did on my own. It might have been my idea, but they may have sown some seed money into it, got some donors to it. Like, it's just a lot of different things that can go into it. So I'm just saying, if it's something that I did on my own as an individual prior to this person, I think you should probably get a prenup.
Do you think this woman contributed to Tracy's?
I mean, no. I'm not in 5 years, no.
But that's what I'm saying. So I think
I think he should have got a prenup, but it's too late now. It's done.
Do you think Stedman has contributed to Oprah being Oprah?
I don't know. I would have to ask Oprah that. I would argue that, because I actually don't know how long they've been dating. I don't know how long they've been together or any of that. Their relationship is very under the radar.
For like 70 years they've been together. 70.
70?
Hyperbole.
I was like, Oprah's not 70.
Nye, you're doing an incredulous job. This is why you're a lawyer. You're doing an incredulous job of actually avoiding the actual questions.
I answered that question. It's just not the answer that you wanted.
It's incredible. I forgot how good you were at this. You understand what I'm saying?
You know, I do what I can.
Listen. You know, at the end of the day, I think that the more what we see is dudes getting their shirts taken from them, or just breadwinners in general.
Right, because a man's not always a breadwinner.
But from emotionally based decisions of, oh, I love her so much. Oh, she will never change. She will never change. She will always be the same. I'll always be the same.
But that's
that's another thing as well. I'll always be. But you won't.
Even that thought process is ridiculous, because at the end of the day, everyone is changing and growing. Like, when I married someone in year one, they're not going to be the same person in year three, because people are growing and continually evolving. And I think
but I'm saying, so then why are people not protecting themselves? It's because of emotionally.
Some people ain't got nothing to protect.
But it's due to. But Tracy does.
I mean, he does.
Oprah does.
But what I would say about Tracy
Oprah's not gonna get married. Tracy got married and got a prenup, about to get all his shit taken from him.
But Tracy, I think it's hard to look at this Tracy situation like from that type of lens, because this man literally saw his life come within a shred of being taken from him. So I think, like, at that point he's probably making a lot of emotional decisions, because he's like, damn, I almost lost my life. So, like, right now I'm just super grateful to be here. And sometimes you make decisions where you're like, damn, I probably shouldn't have made a decision, but it is what it is.
Okay.
I highly doubt she's getting $50 million. Good luck to her though. Like, I doubt it.
Shout out to Jack Daniels. Appreciate the $5 super chat. I see that hairline coming in, bro. Shout out from Duval, Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out, my G. You see this? You understand me? I couldn't do this pre-corona. Okay, you gotta cut your hair. I'm at home a lot more now, working from home and shit. Let my shit grow out. Shout out, my G. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Let me and not real quick. I appreciate the conversation, by the way. I know I'm challenging you on things, but it's because I'm trying to.
That's what you always do.
I'm trying to pull out the nuggets that we can learn from in the situation. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, you do.
Sure.
Yes, you do.
Sure.
You do. Shout out to Practitioner. Oh, you got some ladies down in here supporting you. Okay.
What that say?
Next, react to Graham. Stephen wife wants a divorce. Now, I saw that video. I saw a component of that video, and I put it in my backlog. I wanted to react to it sometime this week. And so, Practitioner, have your alert set. That video will be going up. Trust me, because I saw that video and I was like, oh my God, crazy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that reminder as well. But yeah, I'm going to be reacting to that for sure. Okay. For sure. You ready for the next topic?
Yep.
All right. Let's pull up the next topic real quick, guys. Listen, we got to talk about this. Listen, we got to talk about this. It's this one right here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is why.
Did y'all see This lady set this car on fire.
Did y'all see it?
Did y'all see this shit?
I saw it.
Hold on, let me get this off the screen real quick. Where's share screen application? All right, so let me set this shit up just real quick. There was a lady in some damn city got caught red-handed doing hunt booger shit.
I was like, first of all, whoever reported this, I was like, just imagine looking out your window and it's the shit you see. Like, I would be like,
crazy. Hold on, let me play.
Just make sure my car is not parked near one of that car. That's the first thing I would be thinking before I get out here video recording. Let me move the fuck out of my car.
She's in daytime.
Daytime, broad daylight. She had on the Freddy versus Jason mask though.
I hate her. Anyway, I'm gonna play it. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about it. Hold on.
All right, Ben, we're gonna begin though with the
Look at this. Look at this.
video that now has more than 1 million views online. You'll watch as a Macomb
Boof.
County woman sets a
Wait a
It's
minute.
an unexpected surprise.
Wait a minute.
as it explodes.
Wait a minute. One more.
All right,
Hold
Ben,
on.
we're gonna begin though with the story behind this video that now has more than 1 million views.
She got a Corona mask on.
You'll watch as a
Boof.
Macomb County woman sets a Jeep on fire and then gets that unexpected
Wait
surprise.
a minute. Real quick.
All right, Ben.
Yo, just real quick. Number one, at least she's protecting her mouth, right? Like at
Her
least
face.
at least she's out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shorty wild.
Being protected. I guess it's for her identity, but she's protecting against the corona as well. Okay.
I guess.
Now, did you see the crawl away?
The crawl away had me in tears.
Did you see the crawl away? Hold on.
Tears.
Let's play that part one more again.
And we're going to begin, though, with the story behind this video that now has more than 1 million views online. You'll watch as a Macomb County woman sets a Jeep on fire and then...
Look at Crawl.
Explodes.
And then she went back and grabbed his stuff.
She forgot the evidence.
Spoke with the owner of that Jeep, and we're getting to see what it looks like now.
Yeah, this is what the Fraser woman charged with arson looks
But her
like
skin's
after
still
the
popping, though. She
explosion
ain't
sent her
gonna get to
flying
look
in.
like that.
Dog, all of her eyebrows are supposed to be gone. Like, that's crazy that she kept all of that still intact. That's incredible.
But she had on a Freddy versus Jason mask.
It looked like she's got a little burn mark right here though.
She should have. Her whole face should have been blown off.
Dog, she is so lucky. She's so goddamn lucky. You saw that that explosion that happened in Beirut or
yeah.
Lebanon? I think it was Lebanon.
That's Beirut is in Lebanon. That's the capital.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she was doing when the bride was doing
the wedding thing? You saw that shit?
Yeah, that was wild.
That shit was wild, crazy. We don't got shit like that to deal with out here. But
That was wild.
anyway, let's keep watching.
To another car, the Macomb County Sheriff's Department says 26-year-old Sydney Parham has minor burns and cuts. This happened Wednesday at the San Remo Villa Apartments near Shook and 994 in Harrison Township. Mara McDonald is there live. Mara, you talked to the man targeted. Give us the backstory here. What happened?
Kimberly, first of all, you got to take a look at this to give you an idea how bad this fire was. This is a pile of melted Jeep.
Wow.
When you look around the parking lot here, there's still a huge debris field. And you're right, we did speak to the guy who owns that Jeep, and he would like you to know one thing. Yes, he does know the woman who's accused of torching his Jeep. No, he says, that is not his girlfriend.
Oh.
The video is everywhere. An enterprising neighbor was up at 8 Wednesday morning and caught it all on camera. The woman busts out a window in the Jeep, pours gasoline inside, and then throws a match. The force of the explosion she's caused throws her backward, but she crawls back to pick up the gas can and takes off as the Jeep begins to go up in flames. Naya Ashford lives in the San Remo apartment complex, and she saw this video on social media.
Wait, hold up. The force was that crazy that it blew out the windows of the car next to it, right? Because that's her car right there.
Oh yeah.
That's her car.
See, this is what I was talking about. I would have been ready to move my car because.
Dog,
Maybe.
listen. But here's the thing, just real quick, we'll get back into it. Like, no, so the dude is saying that is not his girlfriend. So listen, guys.
But he had something going on with her. He might not say that might not be your girlfriend, but you had some situation.
Well,
with this
yeah.
woman.
Well, I
She
think
not
that's a
blowing,
given.
She not blowing your car up for no reason. Stop playing.
Listen, it may not even been someone that she was messing with. This could be someone that he's messing with, homegirl, sister.
Nah, I'm not going that far for no homegirl, no sister. You want me to go to jail? Bye.
Potentially. However, most likely is someone who's
And
taken down.
And I'm gonna be honest. I seen the photos of this man. He ain't definitely ain't fine enough for this sis.
Did you see her?
I did.
Okay.
I was just like, it just seemed psycho. It seemed insane.
Wait, but you said he's not fine enough for that. But I mean, look at her.
But I mean, she might not be that fine either. But I'm just saying, you're going to extraordinary lengths over a man that is regular, average.
What?
For you to blow somebody's car up. I mean, I don't think it's no nigga fine enough for me to blow anybody's car up. But I'm just saying, like, he's like baseline average, like girl. If you're gonna blow up a car, blow it up for Jesus. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So,
no, I'm not justifying that. I feel like that's where you're going with this, and the answer is no. But I'm just saying.
But why put his looks into it? That don't matter.
Because people be like, she or he was bad, and that's why I did X. Like people justify, like, I didn't want to lose them because they was this, and that for whatever reason they justified it with.
Yo, but maybe for her, he's the creme de la creme.
Listen.
Cause I don't know if you're quite looking at your sister over here.
This ain't my sister. Don't be trying to link me to her at all.
You guys,
I don't know, fam.
You guys are in the African American female population.
That don't make her my sister.
That means that you love her and you support her in her decisions, usually, no matter what she does.
that's a lie from the pits of hell.
I like to have accountability for people. Okay.
So are you taking responsibility for every African American male that's your brother that you know and love, or if that's the conversation?
I'm taking responsibility for all of them, and I'm cool with calling a spade a spade. I'm cool with saying that's messed up, that's trash. I'm not gonna say, bro, you shouldn't have done that. She not that bad.
I mean, it was really my thought. I was just like, bro, you doing all of this? I was like, all of this over that? Because people do crazier things with people with money. Like, oh, they got money, so they start doing crazy things. I've seen that. I'm just pointing out a perspective. I'm not saying that I'm this person.
Okay, so in other words, if he was a good-looking gentleman and made a lot of money, you'd be like, sis, I see.
Nah. She's still wrong. She's wrong. She's wrong on all accounts.
Okay. Shout out to Jack Daniels. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. A heart is a house for love, and I've learned that it don't to take too much to break a heart. Hashtag heart beats. That's a song. You want to sing it?
You got it.
Shout out to Jack Daniels. I appreciate the $5 super chat. All right, let's finish the story real quick, and then let's conclude this one up.
The Macomb County Sheriff's Department says 26-year-old Sydney Parham has minor burns and cuts. This happened Wednesday at the San Remo Villa Apartments near Shook and 994 in Harrison Township. Mar McDonald is there live. Mar, you talked to the man targeted. Give us the backstory here. What happened?
Kimberly, first of all, you got to take a look at this to give you an idea how bad.
Oh, we went over this already. Hold on.
This is a pile of. I came outside and I seen all the debris, and I know I didn't think it was here, so I thought it was really fun.
Damn.
And then I came outside and I seen all the debris and the mark on my car, and I was like, oh. So then I was looking in the camera. I was like, that Equinox, that's my car. That's me. Luckily, Naya's car only has an ash mark. Not everybody else in the parking lot was as lucky. The flames melted 2 cars. That Jeep was all of 3 months old, and this is all that's left. The owner of it, Avery Stevenson, shared the video he took when he went to the impound lot to try and get the plate off his Jeep. Stevenson didn't want to go on camera, but he did tell us that while he knows 26-year-old Sydney Parham, who has been arrested for this, she was not his girlfriend. As to a possible motive, he says he's not quite sure. He woke up to the boom of his Jeep exploding on Wednesday, rushed to his balcony, pulled out his phone, and couldn't believe what he was seeing.
Wow.
Back here live now, Parham has been...
Yo, oh wait, she's been charged?
Arson, you can see
arson.
Her
Good.
She's got a couple burns on her face.
Lock her up.
Department says she's going to be okay.
Okay, you sound like a Trump supporter with the lock her up and chance.
She needs to go to jail.
Back to you.
I am just, the video, I'm just speechless, and it's amazing that she wasn't hurt more than just, you said just a few burns, and that's it. It's just incredible.
It is incredible, Kimberly, and apparently everybody on the internet thinks it is too, because it is everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, Mara, thanks.
Put her in jail. Lock her up. Throw away the key. Wait, hold up. I saw a super chat down into the building. Oh, Dr. BOA in the building. Shout out, my G. These chicks are not worth the time it takes to ask what their name is. High caliber women are a dying breed. Salute MTR. Peace, chat. Shout out to Dr. BOA in the building. Shout out, my G. Hope all is well. Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, here's the thing. And Dr. BOA brings it up. Guys, if she shows any personality traits that would lead you to believe that she has this in her character, why are you putting yourself at risk? Why? It don't make no sense to me. There's no one ever in my aura, in my circle, that would even conceive doing this. You know why? Because they have shit to lose.
That part. Yeah, definitely.
Why are you messing with women that don't have shit to lose? Why?
But I will say this, you will be surprised. Even sometimes people with shit to lose be doing a lot. Like, I just read this story earlier about some like NFL player that got caught up robbing people. Like, you were in the National Football League, so I know you making some checks. Why are you robbing people?
Well,
for what?
What is the difference between like? So I think like mental illness is, and she might be mentally ill.
She might.
She might have some mental illness about her. But like when I look at what was that dude, Jason Hernandez?
Oh, Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez, and you look at his story, and you're just like, he had everything. I mean, he had the world to lose. I mean, he had the world to lose, and he's over here murdering people. So I think there could be a degree of mental illness like within that as well. But my thing is like, as an able-bodied person, knowing that I am aspiring to things in my life, why enter in people? I don't care. Like,
people have mental stuff though.
There's too many men that are overvaluing viscosity for no reason. Like you're putting things on a pedestal that is putting yourself at risk.
It goes both ways. There are women that have things to lose that have. I mean, there are men who have things to lose that have done this over women, and vice versa. But I think the untapped pieces, like, people have mental snaps. Like, it's not even that they may be like mentally ill per se, but like certain things have driven people to do things that were per se out of character. I personally be like, to me it seems crazy to do anything that would endanger my livelihood or send me to jail. To me that seems wild, but I know that people snap. Like, you could be a regular person and snap. It's not that you might not even have like an ongoing mental health issue. It'd be like, situation happened and you reacted. Like, it's they have this defense called, that people can use as an affirmative defense, the heat of passion crime. Mm-hmm. So like, something happened and you snapped and you did something out of the heat of passion, and it's an affirmative defense that people can use to not necessarily get off, but like as a something to use in their cases for why they committed certain acts.
Yeah, sure. I get it. I just think that, like, yeah, low integrity people, like, you cannot enter them into your social network like at all, because you're just putting yourself at risk. And I think like that fundamental factor, like for folks that don't necessarily understand that, you got some growing to do, man or woman. Yeah, I mean, you have some growing to do if you cannot, right, like, or you don't have the ability to understand who is low risk, and it might be because you're you're the high risk person. If you can't identify high risk, because the things that you see them doing is normal within your own life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to be,
or
have
how
to
you grew up or whatever.
So you have to become amongst people that understand the rules to the game, right? Like that understand, right, what's normal, what's actually normal, like what is actually tolerated. You understand me?
Yeah, and what's normal? I've always said common sense is what's common to what's around you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because people normalize trauma. Like, that's a thing. And people be like, this is what I grew up seeing, so to me this is normal. This type of behavior is normal. So you really don't know that your behavior is actually very unnormal, because that's what you grew up around.
Facts.
So I think it's just a matter of, surrounding yourself with people who are like, oh, they operate in a different manner, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that this was the proper way, or that the way that I had been operating wasn't something that makes sense. Like, you know, it's just, I think how you were raised, for better or worse, impacts a lot of how you act and what you think is okay and what you think is right and good. So, you know, if you grew up around now, or you had cousins or your mom or your sisters did stuff like that, you might think this is normal behavior.
Yeah.
And then when you get around, you have to actually remove yourself from an environment and get around some people who will be like, "That's insane. You're acting like a psychopath right now."
Yeah.
And here's why. But you know, even if you think about like the movies and stuff we watch, they always got some type of crazy person doing crazy things. What was that? What was that last Netflix film with Nia Long and Omar Epps? I watched it because I was bored one day, and it was just a real psychopath type of person. But I'm like, we got a lot of movies about people doing like psycho stuff, stalking, and all of that type of stuff. So I don't know. She definitely was wilding, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got a lot of comedy out of that video, even though the situation wasn't funny. What she did wasn't funny, but when it blew her back, and then she did that little spider crawl away, I lost it.
Yeah, she it was just.
And then
stupid.
she went back. She was smart
You
though.
know,
She went back and got her tools. She was like, "Look at these tools."
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of that Biggie song. My nigga gave me kerosene. Gave me gasoline. Some kerosene. Fuck it, it's flammable. My hunger is unexplainable. What song is that? What Biggie song is that? Oh shit.
It's not warning, I don't think.
No, wait, is it Warning? No, it's not Warning. It's
That's
the one where they bankrupt it.
So that was that when the dude showed up at his house and he was like, "Oh, you got a red dot in your head."
Yeah.
Warning.
Yeah. Warning. That's what it reminded me of, and it blew up in her face.
"Oh shit."
Got a kerosene.
Oh shit.
Fuck it, it's flammable. My hunger is unexplainable.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of as soon as I saw it.
I was like, I know these lyrics.
Yeah. Shout out again to Dr. BOA. I appreciate the $20 super chat, my G. All right. So the other one that we wanted to hit on. All right. Yeah, there it is. It's not Warning. She tried to lead me astray.
I thought it was. I don't know.
Nick bleed just like us. Ho.
How you gonna sound like I led you straight like you knew what it was?
It's a joke.
I asked you the video. That's how you should have known.
Yeah, I should have known. I'm from New York. I should have known.
You should have. I'm not.
You right.
So actually, shame on you.
New York call revoked. Listen, y'all do a live stream and remember shit off the top. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do that shit. Shout out to Malcolm. All right. So the one that we wanted to get into after that, let me bring this up on the screen. All right, guys. Let's get in here. Let's talk about this. All right. So you saw the story originally.
Yeah. I saw the story.
Yeah. So you saw this one originally. So Texas Roadhouse trends after woman brags about finessing a man for a meal. Okay. Hold up. Shout out to Uncle J Doe. Later, fam. Keep pressure on the bras like Law and Order. Dum. All right. Dum. No, that's the SVU one. That's not the normal Law and Order song. Shout out to Uncle J Doe.
I'm gonna take it. That's definitely the SVU.
Appreciate you, my G. Shout out to the Next Best Name, sponsor of today's show. This girl regularly engaged in riskier behavior. She just happened to get caught this time. And the fact that she damn near blew herself up. Like how, Sway? Mission failed. We'll get him next time. The last two lines is a Call of Duty reference. I don't know if you knew that. I'm going to call that out because I know that you didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't play Call of Duty.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time. Shout out to the Next Best Name. I appreciate the $100 super chat. My G Patreon gang got into the building. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. She normally engages within it, but here's the thing as well. Okay, is generally in my life. Here's what I've noticed. Therein lies the soppiest viscosity with the craziest behavior. I don't know what it is, but it's goddamn true.
Listen, I can't relate. So.
But that's what gets us caught up. That's the problem. You recognize the BS, but you just continue to move on that path. Why? I mean, the fact of the matter is that I've messed up throughout my life as well. I've allowed in crazy when I've identified crazy. You understand what I'm saying?
Some men like crazy women.
Yeah,
That's
but those are weird dudes. I feel like I knew I didn't like that crazy, so I worked hard and quick and swift to remove them from my life.
But you gotta think, people don't always reveal they're crazy right in the beginning, because it's like some people be like kind of chill, and it's like, oh, I like this person, and then once they feel like they got you tangled in the web, they be like,
then the crazy comes out.
Yeah, you be like, what the fuck is going on?
Have you ever done some crazy shit?
I have not. I don't love these hoes. I've never done anything crazy. I have way too much to lose. Like I had a path. I was I'm doing X, I'm doing Y, I'm doing Z. Can't get caught up in the bullshit.
I believe you. I believe you. Because
Yeah.
the thing is like you have a mind that you think with. There's like a lot of people that just move through these streets and they're just making shit up as they go.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not worth it. Like even like when my friends call me, like I want to do crazy. If they ever call me and say like they want to do something crazy or whatever, like I'd be like, it's really not worth it. Like what like it's gonna make you feel good temporarily, but like long term, what is it gonna do for you? I was like, because you're still gonna be upset, and hell, you might take his ass back. And what we not gonna do is be about to go to jail for you to take his ass back. Bye. So anybody got that shit to do. Nobody is worth that to me. At the end of the day, I'm my own happiness, peace, and sanity. Another person coming in is adding to that. And I feel like when you make somebody everything, that's when you start moving like that. This person is all your peace, sanity, and happiness. That's just my take on it, my 2 cents.
Shout out to Boogie Talk. Strictly drinks. No food till you give her the Madumbo. Unless she orders the food by force. Patreon gang, don't remind me of my mess up this week. Boogie will say okay. I'm not gonna remind you. But I know. I remember. The Patreon gang remembers. Shout out to Boogie. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Shout out to everybody that's down into the building. Guys, throw a like on the video. We'll wholeheartedly appreciate that. All right, we got over 250 that's down in here. Throw a like on the video. We should be way over 200 likes at this point. All right, go up, click that like button. Would appreciate it. Okay? Let's hit on this story real quick. I'm not gonna lie. I originally saw this and I was just like, wow, the disrespect is unconscionable. Okay? It's unconscionable. I hated it. Let's go over it because there's probably a lot of people that are down here that have not seen this particular story. There was a lot more people that saw the last story, but not as many people that saw this.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is new.
Oh. Wrong button. All right. Anyway, this is on Instagram. So Texas Roadhouse trends after woman brags about finessing a man for a meal. Okay. What do we see here? On this side, we got a lady. The dude took a picture of her, and what he said is, our first date, I'm so nervous. Now, he posted this to his social media. What's hilarious is that she did the same damn thing. And what did she say? Just finesse this lame ass ninja for some Texas Roadhouse. Hashtag ain't mad a nigga,
I need you to learn the lyrics.
I don't want to learn that shit. That hood booger. Hold up. I totally forgot I was going to do this. We got to stamp the last situation. All right? I don't know if you've heard this before. Guys, if you haven't heard this on the track before, we got to go in this. But we got to stamp the last situation with the girl blowing up the car.
Oh,
you ready?
Yeah, how we stamp it, what we do.
Here's how we're going to stamp it right now.
When did you start doing this? Did you create this? Is this your voice?
Let him listen.
Hood boogie, goodbye.
Peace. Oh, too many. Anyway.
So who did these vocals?
Listen, we'll talk about it after.
I feel like that was you on the vocals.
I can't
And
say.
he got you a little what's those things called? You know what I'm talking about. T-Pain.
Oh, like the
auto-tune.
auto-tune?
You auto-tuned yourself to sound like something.
Nah, that's not me. That's not. I did a whole video on it. We'll talk about it after. The people on the channel knows where that comes from now.
Got you.
Now, many were on the guy's side, and he received a lot of support and encouragement. Someone even started a GoFundMe after he admitted his financial struggles. However, some aren't convinced that something is like this is actually real. Oh no, this is real. This is real. What are your thoughts on this? Now listen. Okay. This to me, here's the first things that I noticed. Okay. Here's the first things that I noticed. The first thing that I said to myself, why is this young brother in a wife beater?
And it's a loose ass wife beater at that.
Are you shaming him for no muscles?
Nope, I'm just noticing. I'm just.
I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you.
Pointing out a fact.
That's the first thing that I noticed is if you're meeting someone for the first time on a date and nervous, why are you going there to a restaurant like this? My bad. And you have a wife beater on, my G. Like, you know, I think that there's like lines that you should and should not cross. I would not do that. This to me is what you do when a dating relationship is already full swing, steam ahead. Y'all been in a relationship for years.
Nah.
You can go out in a t-shirt. I can go out and
a t-shirt. My man better not ever take me nowhere in no wife beater unless we're going to the beach. Period. Why are we going to a restaurant you have on a wife beater? Sir, put on a t-shirt. Just a regular white one. They sell those at the dollar store. So if your money's are struggling, go get you a dollar white tee. It's going to be thin. It's going to be, you know, not my favorite, but don't take me nowhere in a white beater. No, unless we're at the beach. No, thank you.
Here's another thing. I thought that this was actually fake when I saw it. Because I'm like, if you're on a first date, why are you posting, right? What is it? This looks like Instagram, right?
Yeah, that's Instagram.
And it says, or Facebook.
Or no,
it's
Facebook.
Facebook.
That's Facebook.
That's Facebook.
You're right.
And it
I be
says
confused.
public.
That shit's all the same though.
Right? Like this globe right here means that it's public. Right? So it's like, why would you post this on your public Instagram or Facebook that you're on a first date with somebody and that you're nervous? You understand what I'm saying? So like those are the things that came across to me is that either A, it's fake, and that's why he's putting up a wife beater, you know, as the order to add to like his brokenness, right? And this is something to do in order to get clout.
You want to add to your brokenness? That's the thing.
Because that's what he's saying is that like he doesn't have a lot of money, so he's taking her out to Texas Roadhouse, which, you know, is like a, you know, $20 steak type of.
It's a cheap steakhouse.
Yeah, it's a cheap, but it's delicious to me. You know what I'm saying?
The buns are good with the cinnamon butter. I ain't gonna hold you.
But listen, though, this man has on a wife beater, what looks like a pouch.
The little man thing.
He's got a man pouch on, and the thing is, like, you know, his swag is his own swag. However, I would not advise towards this. You at least got to be presentable. You know, to the best of your ability. Okay, you got to be presentable. Okay, but let's just go on the notion that we think that it's abundantly real. Let's see what else happened. So you see like the next screen. So what did you think about when you saw that?
So I just feel like there's a whole lot of posting going on for this to be a first date.
Facts.
Because I'm gonna be honest, until we're in a relationship, the chances of you being on my Instagram, if we're not like friends, you know, like a friendship that turns into a relationship, like people have seen before because we're friends, like, oh, they might not know that we've advanced past friendship to like relationship. But if we're just strictly like getting each other and then it turns into that, the chances of you being on my Instagram prior to us being in that relationship, 0. I'm just not with the publicity of people that I'm not. That it's not that. Like, you know, where it's potential, but it ain't that yet. Nah. I don't need the type of heat, the type of energy. I'm cool. Like, I'm not with it.
This to me, right? Like, you know, and taking from the example that this is all truthful. Like, this is to me of a dude that has not done enough work on himself as well. By the way, I think he actually says later that he had a felony or something like that.
Oh yeah,
He was
said
trying to get a
felony.
job.
Yeah, and he was saying he couldn't get a job because he had a felony or whatever.
Yeah.
But no matter what.
But at the same, no, I don't think it's no matter what. I think like there's a lot of dudes out here. He looks like he's in his 20s. He looks way younger than me. I think there's a lot of dudes out here that are focusing too much on dating, relationships, trying to impress people. Like, let's say that he does have felonies, and let's say in his bank account right now is $600, and he used 10% of what was in his bank account to fund a date with someone on sheer just, you know, enamored with what she looks like. I think that dudes like this should not be focused on doing things like that, but instead should be focusing on things to raise their value.
No matter what that you try to skip over, no matter what, Shorty was corny for this. Period. Like, what are you getting out of this? Like, what was your purpose of trying to like blast him on the internet? Like, oh, I just finessed him for this meal. Like, that's corny to me. Like, you finessed him for a $20 steak and potatoes. Like, why? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you had the nerve to put it on social media. I just felt like it was just like, what was your purpose? Like, I just felt like it was stupid. I didn't agree with that. I don't like to see people being taken advantage of. I think it's wrong. You know, like, you shouldn't take advantage of people that way. If you know for a fact you have no interest in somebody, don't go out with them. Like, it's nothing for you to be like, I'm cool, like, you're a nice person, but I'm not interested. It's nothing to do that.
Shout out to TVC. Thank you so much for the $25 super chat, my G. MTR, just showing your channel some love. I appreciate that, my G, wholeheartedly. Keep pushing on. We're going to keep pushing.
And even, like, you know, I could see, like, you trying to get to know somebody, or you're like, okay, I'm not sure if I like them, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to just give them the fair shake to go on the date to see if I'm interested further. Like, you was like, oh, they seem all right, but I don't know if I'm interested on that level. But she clearly was uninterested. For her to do all of this, to posting, just finesse this lame-ass nigga, you lame too, sis. Honestly.
Yeah, I cannot. Oh, my bad. I didn't know the microphone's right there. Yeah, I agree. I think, like, from his perspective, but I think, like, it's whack for him to be posting. It's whack for her to be posting.
Both from some cornballs.
It's whack for him to be giving up a large portion of his bank account to impress somebody. It's whack for her, for you. Even if she didn't post, it's whack for her for using him for a dinner. Like, there's a lot of shit within this, and I'm just like.
I also don't know how old they are, because, you know,
they look like 20s.
Well, you know, but because, you know, I think at a young age, a lot of people be just, you know, A, spending more frivolously, B, they might want to finesse somebody out some money, like, oh, I'm gonna go get this quick meal off him, I'm not really interested, whatever. That's a thing for younger people. I feel like once you start becoming a real adult, you're like, I really don't have time to give energy to people that I'm not interested in. It's like, I mean, you're cool, but I'm not interested, so I'm gonna just keep it pushing.
Shout out to Amaja. What up, Amaja? The wife beater's making my baby toe hurt. Shout out to Amaja. I appreciate that.
Sis said the wife beater giving her a corn on that baby toe. She said, I don't like that.
She said she don't like that. All right, listen, let's get back into it. Let's wrap up this post.
60 put a dent in your pockets? Why are you taking somebody out if 60's put a dent in your pockets?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like.
And the thing is, like, there's so many, like, things you can do that are thoughtful that A, are cheaper than a meal, or B, could be free. Like, here's an example. So, in the city we live in, which shall not be disclosed, there's free, the museum is free to residents on Sundays. The museum is a dope date. Y'all can go through, talk about different things, look at the different paintings, and, you know, give your idea on what you think the artists were trying to convey for $0. Like, there's day ideas that you can do for free if you really ain't got the money, but you really want to take a shorty out.
I'm with you. Listen, I know all of the
Of course.
I know what you mean, of course. I know all of the shortcuts. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I got like a note in my phone of like activities that are like I feel like all dudes should have this, right? Like list of activities that you can do, of things that you can propose, right? Like if it's like past the coffee, like, all right, she's cool, I want to get to know her a little bit more. You have those list of activities as it pertains to your city. You understand what I'm saying? As it pertains to your city. Like I know, so what I will also do sometimes is like where I go get coffee at, there's a park, right? Boom, coffee, then the park. Bing, boom, right after the other.
Right.
Like, hey, we've been here for like an hour and change. You want to go walk down to the park? I'd love to. Oh, there's a park here? Yeah, you didn't know? It's right over there. Let's go.
I can't.
There's also where I live at. There's like this obstacle course.
Are you talking about the one at that one? At that one. At that one.
That one.
That one.
That one.
That one.
Making sure you wasn't gonna
dox
me.
No, I don't feel no where I'm at either. Hell.
Okay. Yes, that one that's at the one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's super fun.
And it's like, oh, this is free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to go amongst your city and understand, like, what are the things that are to do there, and just jot them down.
But even if you want to do something that's like low, but just like, like, oh, I'm gonna grab this bottle of wine. Let's go to the park. Like, there's a nice park that has like a river by it, and we could just sip some wine, have some dope conversation by the river, and yeah, he's like a professional bug zapper. Did y'all see Mr. Miyagi just
I'm
get
like
in here?
Mr. Miyagi in this bitch.
So yeah, I feel like that's something that's like that's simple, and that you can have an enjoyable time and get to know the person more. I think you could definitely spend money on a first date. I'm not opposed to that, whatever. But what I'm saying is, like, if you don't have the money, but you're really interested in a person, you want to take them out, there are ways to get around spending money when you know that your funds are not exactly there. I mean, not we all, but a decent amount of us went to college, so we remember being broke very well. And people were still going on dates in college. They was making the best out of it, making stuff up because they wanted to take a shorty out. So, there's things that can be done. Why are you looking at me like this?
I wanted to hear some examples of dates that people took you on that weren't high cost, but you still gave them respect after.
Okay, so someone asked me just to go on like a walk to work out, and I was like, cool. I like working out. Let's work out. Working out is free. And I'll be honest, I didn't really know what was going on, so I was just going to work out because I like working out. I like being in shape. So I was like, that's cool. Let's do that. And it was cool. Like, it was fun. Like, everything is not about spending money, because at the end of the day, like, it's about getting to know the person. Like, it's not that I'm saying like take me to McDonald's or take me to some other cheap ass date. No. But I can appreciate someone that does something else thoughtful that doesn't necessarily cost money, because the really important part of the date is the thoughtfulness that goes into it, the plan that goes into it, that you wanted to create an experience that was special to me, that you appreciated for me. But it's different things. I will say I'm not a Netflix and chill girl though. Netflix and chill is reserved for relationships, in my opinion.
Let me interject this real quick.
Go ahead.
There's the majority of women, as long as you create a fantastic experience on the first date, this is majority from my field studies. Majority. As long as as long as you create a fantastic experience and you have proof within your conversation that you are not a weirdo. The next time that I say, yo, let's go hang out, I'm gonna go cook something, come through, 99.9% of the time, most will come through.
Because it's an effort thing. It's like, oh, you're about to cook for me. That's nice. I like that. Like, it's and especially if it's like you got a cute little table set up, or like some little flowers, a little wine. Like, it's
fuck
experience.
that. No, you're gonna come in. I might have an air freshener squirting in the background, but
You're so fucking
I might have the
annoying.
Netflix going. You understand me? I'm gonna
Nah,
put the
nah.
I'm gonna have the Netflix going.
Cause y'all be getting too comfortable, and I for me, like I don't know you that well, so I don't think I want you up in my house. I don't know if I feel comfortable going up in your house. So it just depends on what level of date we are. But even if we go to, I feel like Netflix and chill, it's a little dicey, like. You know, because people be getting more comfortable.
Yeah, but
and Netflix and chill.
But what I'm
the
saying
idea
is
that Netflix and chill progresses to like.
But what I'm saying is that you, as a dude, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give them nuggets to hold on to to increase your chances of whatever your expected outcome is. And I'm saying all you have to do is to provide a fantastic experience. But what I'm saying is that you do not necessarily have to provide a fantastic experience that is expensive. There's a lot of people that will try to convince you that you have to do X, Y, Z, that you got to get roses, you got to get, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't say roses. They sell flowers at Trader Joe's, nice bouquet, like $5.
No, I'm saying you don't have to do that at all.
But if you're creating, that could be part of the experience that's being created. It's not like the flowers for her, but it could be flowers on the little table, just to make the table look nice. It's just little things that I think people appreciate that people don't always take into account.
Is it because like I'm just not emotional at all? I don't get the flower shit. I've just never operated like that. Maybe it's because my pops raised me, and me and my pops were just, what's the objective? That's the objective? Okay, let's get to the objective. You understand what I'm saying? As opposed to like this mushy entrance towards getting to the objective.
Women are not always linear like that. Sometimes we like a little bit of, that's effort. It's like, oh, you know, like it's just nice touches. It's not like I'm asking you to go and get me a dozen roses, but you might like a nice little touch. It's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I try to talk about on the channel from time to time. Although there's a lot of women that say that they want these particular things, I've never seen, in my field studies, I've never seen them being needed to get an expected outcome. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that they're a necessity. I just said it's a nice touch. I never said it was a necessity.
Okay. So your definition of things that are a nice touch is different than my definition, I think. I think that's what it is.
It's possible. I mean, me and you are very different, so.
I think that's what it is. Well, here's the thing. I think that there's a lot of young ladies that will call out things that are nice touches that at the end of the day don't mean shit.
That's not true.
So,
because especially if she's detail oriented, she's gonna notice. Like, I noticed that he did X, Y, and Z, and I appreciated that.
There has never been a rose that has gotten a dude viscosity.
You don't know. How do you know that?
There's never been a rose ever grown out of God's earth that has ever led to, because he could have gotten the viscosity without the rose.
I'm not saying that he couldn't have, but I think it depends on the woman. I don't have women that you date, so I can't get into that.
Oh.
But different women would like different things.
I date quality. Oh. Oh shit! She's trying to shit on me.
Listen, I'm just drinking my drink today.
You actually don't know anybody I've dated.
I do know somebody you dated.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you nosy.
I'm not. You told me. So.
Did I?
Yes.
She wasn't high quality?
I don't know.
Oh, there you come on.
Come on. Based off the conversation that
don't you shade me.
I didn't shade you, but based on the conversation that we had, it was some things that was allowed, and I was just like, okay, different strokes, different folks.
Was this years ago?
But we're not about to get into your dating history on this here live. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Let's talk about it later. Okay.
Off the camera. Yeah.
All right, let's finish up the story real quick. Thanks for y'all concerns. So this is the dude that's writing this on his social media. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm a little hurt. But that's life, you know? And as far as my wife beater, I asked her, did I have the time to change? And she said, nah, it's take me now or never. Oh, God. I didn't read this beforehand. Take me now or never. Shout out to Michael Bennett. Good to see you down in here, my G. Patreon gang in the building. Silent Shade. How dare you, Naya?
This is my guy. I've known him for several years now, so you know. Sometimes this is how it be. This is how if you watched this before and you've seen us interact before, you know that this is our banter. It's not necessarily shade. It's all love.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
gonna talk my shit. That's just who I
am. Yeah, we shade each other all the time. It is what it is. Shout out to Michael Benner. I appreciate you, my G. So let's continue on in the story as if this is 100% gospel, right? Nah, it's take me now or never, which seems like complete BS. I really thought she was the one. Dude, it's your first date. That little $60 put a dent in my pockets, but I'm gravy though. I'm laid back until fall. Y'all can have this summer.
I'm also trying to think about what he bought at
For $60?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably a drink or two.
Well, it had to be, because I was just thinking like Texas Roadhouse, you spend $60.
Shout out to Boogie Talks. Tell that man to buy my book, The Top 10 Dating Mistakes Men on Amazon. He needs it. Shout out to Boogie Talks. Out here writing books. That's the Patreon gang. We get it popping in here. All right? Shout out to Boogie. Appreciate you, my G. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, let's say that this is all true. I think that I immediately have a problem with someone who says, take me now or never, right? Like, you know, I feel like that is a red flag. What do you think about that if someone says that to you?
I'll be like, cool, never see you.
Yeah, I feel like people who try to position things completely on their record or their time, when it's you know, like when it's very like it doesn't make sense, right? Like, why would you not give someone extra time to go, right? Did he spill something on his shirt or something like that? Like, why would you not give extra time to go, you know, change or fix whatever the situation is, you know?
He should have known that he was getting finessed when she was like, take me out. And I don't know, maybe he had been pressing her like, let me take you out, let me take you out. Every time you see her shorty, let me take you out, let me take you out. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And so he basically was like, so when he asked her that time, she was like, yeah, take me. If we go, we gotta go now. Like, either way.
But that's a red flag to me. If she's unwilling to wait in that particular situation, that tells to me that she doesn't consider you of high value.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but
because anybody, man or woman, who is like, yeah, I'll give you some extra time, you know, for that particular. Like if they call you, like if it's right at the date's time, and they talk about some bullshit, like they text you something like a half, like 3-word text about them being late. That's different than, yo, call them on the phone, be like, listen, yo, I'm sorry, but this is the situation that happened, and then like kind of explain that. And if they still say something like take me now or whatever, like. That's at that point, I'm just like, oh, no, you're going to be, that's a red flag, mama. Like, you're proving to me that you are not, the juice may not be worth the squeeze because your mindset is so incredibly different than mine.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like any person that, like, if any person, like, calls me, like, day of and they're like, oh, I'm trying to take you out today, the answer is likely no. Like, unless we've already been on like some dates before, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, I'm not doing anything. Like, yeah, we can go to lunch or dinner, whatever the case may be. But I don't like when people be like hitting you up day of, like, let's go on a date today. Like, first of all, you don't know my schedule. You don't know what I got going on. And then you want to have an attitude that like, I'm like, oh, I'm busy today, or I got X, Y, and Z going on. Like, if you want to take me on a date, plan something. Hit me. If you want to go out on Friday, hit me up on Monday or Tuesday. Like, hey, I want to take you out Friday. Are you available? And then I can say yeah or no or whatever case may be. But people that just be popping up like, you ready? You want to go out? And I be like, when? They be like, now. I just be like, what? No. Cause it's just an availability thing. Like, I'm not always available to do whatever it is you want to do when you want to do it. So just, you know, put some respect on me and be like, you know what? I know that she be having a lot going on. Let me hit her up on Tuesday when I know I want to take her out on Friday, and say, hey, you free Friday? Like, I want to take you out. And I can tell you like, oh yeah, I'm free Friday, we can go out Friday. Or I could say like, no, but maybe Saturday, whatever the case may be. I just don't like when people just be pressing you 5 and 6s on day of stuff. Like, unless we've been actively dating or we in a relationship, no. That's how I feel.
I think it's a you know, the thing is, at the end of the day, a lot of the shit between both men and women has a lot to do with respect. You understand? Like, when the respect is lost, or if you never had the respect, which is what I think I hear that you saying, right? Like, if you say someone is hitting you up today, that means that they may not necessarily right, like know that you are busy, like you have some shit going on. Is that what you're saying?
It. I mean, but regular people have shit going on. So why you ain't just ask? Like, if you probably knew before Friday that you wanted me to go out with you on Friday. So why you ain't ask me on Tuesday, Wednesday?
Is this like someone that you just are immediately meeting? Because there's a lot of times
Yeah.
where I don't know how my day is gonna be going
Well, right.
until I like look at my schedule, I see what's going on, and then I'm saying, oh, well,
It's
let
a-
me link up.
It's a person like, but on a first date you wouldn't do that. You would be like, you would ask if you know you're like, oh, I'm interested in her, but we never been on a date. You're gonna ask her probably a couple days in advance, like, hey, I want to go out with you. This. If y'all been on a couple dates, you might be more comfortable, like, oh, I'm gonna hit her up on Wednesday, like, hey, are you free later? You got something going on later? We should go out, whatever. And that's fine because like we've been going out, so we have a little bit of familiarity with one another. But when I don't know you and you're just like hit me up day of, and then you have attitude with me like, oh, you're always busy, like you literally hit me up the day of.
To me, it's still I understand what you're saying now. To me, it's just all still respect.
Yeah.
Right? Like someone who hits you up day of and then has an act. So like I might hit you up day of, but like if you tell me no, I'm not gonna have an attitude or do no passive aggressive shit if you can't do it. Like I had an appointment that canceled, right? Like so because it canceled, I now have availability. I want to link up later, but I'm not gonna do no frail like emotional shit if you are unable to do it. I mean, but that's
a lot.
but my thing is like dudes that do that to me are weak dudes. They're weak dudes.
There are a lot of those out there.
What there's a lot of weak people out there, right?
Period.
But like the dudes that do that, specifically if you're a dude, like women that do that, it's more expected. It's more expected. And the reason why it's more expected is because women work more off their emotions than what dudes should be. Women work more off their emotions. Okay? In my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm not talking about what actually happens. I'm talking about what should happen. I think within the black community,
Okay,
we're a community of being
means.
over-mothered and under-therapied. So you have a lot of dudes out there that, that don't know, that haven't healed from a background of emotion. And they haven't seen what it takes to be a strong and well-adjusted man within society. So they're not focused on their why in life. They're not focused on building themselves up to increase their value. And instead, they're worried about sitting by their phone and looking, when is she going to text me back?
Well, I would say there are people that don't have a healthy relationship with emotion. I wouldn't say like, I can't remember your exact wording, but people don't have a healthy relationship with emotions. Like they don't know how to express their emotions in a way that is beneficial. Yeah, that's what I would say.
So I might have missed a little bit of it. You said that people don't express their emotions.
They don't have a healthy relationship with emotions. Like I think the people that are emotionally kind of are also unhealthy. That they don't express emotion. That's also unhealthy. But I think there's a way to have a healthy relationship with your emotions and be able to express emotion in a way that's productive.
I understand what you're saying, but I think like that's the split between men and women. Is that a man is supposed to be stoic in nature. He's supposed to always 100% have his emotions in check and in line. Our hormones are different than women.
I don't agree with that, but
what?
I don't agree with
that. Hormones are different than men and women's hormones are different?
I know, I agree their hormones are different, but I don't think men always have to be stoic. I think men can express emotion, and that's okay.
I think they should be more stoic in nature. Maybe I didn't say that exactly, but that's what I'm trying to say. Their nature should be relying more in stoicism, not in reliance of their emotions to make decisions.
But why though? Like, why does their gender dictate that? Like, I think either way, in either situation, both people are humans, and humans have emotions. That's not putting a gender of male or female. That's saying a human. Humans have emotions. So I'm not expecting him to not have emotions as a man. Maybe he handles his emotions differently because he's a man, and a woman handles it differently. I think I can see that there's a divergent split in how men and women typically handle their emotions. But I don't think that men and women technically have different emotions. I think the emotions are the same. It's just the way that they're expressed may be different.
But that's what I'm saying. The way that they're expressed should be different, because the chemicals that are in your brain are different than the chemicals that are in my brain. It's a lot different firing of our cylinders that is going to determine how we move within that. But I think that there's an argument of nature from an evolutionary perspective versus nurture, which there's a lot of young men that are nurtured into the behavior that you see within people that look like us. And I think like without the examples of how to move correctly, you start to get a lot of emotionally based men, a lot of emotion based dudes that will hit you up at a certain time during the same day and then get angry and then upset within that, which I don't think is how men should necessarily move. And I don't think women should be doing that either. I don't think that they should, but I feel like it's more tolerated in our culture and our society because the differences of how we work within our emotion. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think a lot of times, like when we talk about emotions, especially when we're dealing with men, we don't allow men to have a healthy relationship with emotion. Like the expectations that are put on them as far in terms of how they express their emotion, I don't feel like it's healthy, because then you have people who are not dealing with things, and it's coming out in other ways. It's leaking out of you in other ways that are also unhealthy. So I think there just has to be a balance of allowing a man to have an emotion and allowing him to work through that emotion and not shaming him for having emotion.
But we're talking. But you gotta. So help me if you can anchor what it is that you're saying to the specific example, because I think when we start to speak generally, you can say that for anything. But when you tie it to the specific example of a dude who's hitting you up and then getting emotional that he's not getting what he wants,
Yeah, that's
I think to me is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's definitely ridiculous. Because it's like, first of all, I'm not on your time. I'm on my time. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get on my time because you want time with me. So if I don't have time, it's not like I'm like, because if I don't have time for something, I'll provide an alternative. Like, hey, I'm not available then, but you know, here's another time that I might be available.
But what I'm saying is that we can absolutely tell somebody that you're too emotional, and that's the thing is that like I get a sense that there's a treading on, no, we just gotta let people be people, and I'm saying no, there should be more bounds, and I feel like we've gotten outside of these bounds, which have led to this fugazi type shit that you see within our young men. Within that, and I'll be honest with you, I'll be the first to say I was a victim of that shit early in my life as well, right? And I'm texting her back, and then I would get upset because da 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 way earlier in life. But then I had to get much more in a scope and understanding that, wait, I'm getting upset because I'm not focusing on me. I'm not focused on the things that I have to do, right? And I'm too focused and invested in the situation, and she won't respect, right, how I am passive aggressively reacting or responding to something because I'm not getting my way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, this is a long conversation to have about this topic that can go for a lot longer. So I would just, you know, I think that when someone has emotions are not a bad thing. I do think sometimes you have to think through them so that you're not, I guess, moving irrationally in some cases, where you're feeling like a way, like, oh, you know, I text her, she ain't text back right away, because then you seem crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? And so at that point, I'm like, I want to cut communication because this person seems like a psycho. And as a woman, it's, you know, you don't know what type of emotion somebody's going to express, and so that can be very scary, especially because, I mean, most men can overpower a woman pretty easily. And so it's scary when you see somebody expressing the emotion of anger out the gate. For me, that's a red flag. I'm like, oh, you're acting crazy out the gate. I'm good. I'm gonna pass on you because I don't want that type of energy come into my space. So I think there just has to be what I consider a healthy management and relationship of your emotions. And some people don't have that, and it can play out negatively when they don't know how to manage their emotions, and the interactions with them can become toxic, for lack of better words.
Shout out to True the Soldier. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. A lot of dudes ignore the red flags shown early on. High value is not always what's in your pockets. It's your mindset. Shout out to True the Soldier. I appreciate the $5 super chat. My G. Don't ignore them red flags. Please. Don't do it. Hold on. Shout out to Jaleel Davis. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Man, I thought that was a Dragon Ball Z character. Dating anyone that pressures you is automatic. Kick rocks. Wait, I read that wrong. Dating anyone that pressures you is an automatic. Kick rocks. For you, my G. For me, G. They don't respect you. Shout out to Jaleel. I appreciate the $10 super chat. I agree with that. How dare you pressure me?
How are we doing on time? I just realized that. I thought we've been going, and I didn't even think about how long we've been going.
1 hour, 50 minutes.
Oh, we right on time.
Right on time. Shout out to Jaleel. I appreciate the $10 super chat. Shout out to Shaquille. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Don't donate. The entire thing is fake. I know what he's talking about. Help this bro get his $60 back. $430.
Oh.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this GoFundMe ass. $430 out of $60.
Hey, he got his money back. He can take somebody else to. He could take the next person to Texas Roadhouse. Hopefully they don't waste it 60 this time.
Listen, if they prove that it's fake, all you gotta do is petition to
get the what's the name taken down.
Yeah, to get it taken down. The GoFundMe account. They don't play. GoFundMe don't play.
But they can't play because it's too many scammers on there. It was a couple that had lied about like having cancer or some shit.
And they never had it.
Yeah, and they had like big money. I can't remember. I remember seeing the story, but it was wild.
Shout out to Shaquille. Good to see you down in here, my G. As per usual. Shout out to Michael Bennett. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. That's a double standard. How often do women want men to be immediately available for whatever their pressing matter is? Any reaction to that?
Oh, I disagree, but some women are like that, but I can only speak for myself.
Okay. Shout out to Michael Bennett. Appreciate the $5 super chat.
Because I will say this, I don't want no man who ain't got nothing going on for himself. I got a lot going on for me, so like I feel like to me, I want you to have the same amount of things going on to a certain extent, because it's like, oh, because I feel like you're more annoyed that you're not seeing someone when you don't have stuff going on for you. So when you also have stuff going on, you realize less, like, oh, I'm not seeing this person as much because like I got stuff going on too. So we're both making a conscious effort to make time for one another. But when one person doesn't have nothing going on and one person does, I think that's when you see a lot of situations where they're like super pressed and you like, I ain't got time today, and they're upset.
Yeah, I mean the thing is I wouldn't even mess with a chick that's got nothing. I mean, if they got nothing going on, they got nothing to like live, like nothing to lose, like, you know what I mean? Their energy is always more often negative than positive. Like you could miss me all of that BS. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, did I put this one on the screen? He chose to scam men through fake Twitter accounts because he knew men would jump to conclusions because of their bias. They're in a relationship. Oh, that is gross if that's true.
So they both was capping. Whole lot of caption.
Wow. I mean, it kind of looked kind of funky from jump. Like
it might have been cut.
It looked kind of funky. You know what I mean? Like what dude is confident posting a photo, right? Like of some chick that he just met. But at the end of the day, someone's gonna want to do that. All right. Listen, guys. So we are. Let me see. Is there another page here? Texas. Oh, it looked like he reached back out to Texas Roadhouse on Facebook. My story has your restaurant trending on Twitter. This guy's making I don't want much, but a job would do. I'm a felon. It's been hard finding work. Can you please give me the opportunity to show you guys how hard of a worker I am? Sorry if you feel that I'm using my story as leverage, but I really need a job. I appreciate the love and support. That's the only portion of this that I was like, oh, this might be real. Because he's asking for a job.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Do you think that just adds into into this? People will see that like, oh, he needs a job. He's a felon. Let's give him some money.
I hope they ain't capping, but it wouldn't be the first time. It is Corona, so maybe they need a couple extra dollars.
Maybe that's what it is. All right, so listen, we've gone through the content for the day. Let me see what else we got down up in here. Shout out to Nyax. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. More men need to develop themselves and truly develop their ability to discern the type of woman they are dealing with and treat her accordingly. I think that's true. What you think about that?
I think that's true.
I think it's super true. Nyax, I appreciate the $5 super chat. Guys, listen, I'm still trying to figure out when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm trying to figure out exactly what the content flow is going to be for the weekend. It might just be Patreon, Discord chats. Okay, made some promises last week. Need to fulfill on those promises. You understand what I'm saying, guys? If you want to be involved with the inner circle, the high value crew. Hold on, let me get this bullshit off the screen. Let me just, only go on Instagram in order to put shows together, I swear. Okay, and answer some Instagram messages at Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. You guys already know the tag. Thank you guys for coming through again, guys. All right. Tomorrow, I mean, we'll see what it is. I think tomorrow I'm going online as well. I'm not sure if it's going to just be for the Discord Patreon or if we'll do some financial literacy discussions for them or if I'll do some other content. I got to figure out. I got to have a conversation with them. I think it's well deserved. You understand what I'm saying? We got to have those chats at a great cadence. Guys, if you are not familiar, I got a Patreon. I'll put a link down in the description box right here. It's a link in the description box. There's a link down into the chat right now. Feel free to go up to the Patreon and see all the things that are in store. Not only we give you extra content up there, but then also we have a link to a private chat, a private community where all of these dudes, all of the inner circle, all of the families down in there communicating, linking each other's resources, talking about women, linking each other motivation, right? And we getting that feed on and popping in there. You understand what I'm saying? Link in the chat box. Naya!
So you're just gonna keep saying my phone?
Nye! Fuck, I keep forgetting.
Too late now. People know who I am.
Yeah. My bad. But thank you for coming through here today.
No doubt. You know, I come through, say what I gotta say, have some good conversations.
Had some good conversations.
Yes.
Yeah, we were challenging each other
You always try to challenge me.
throughout the conversation.
This is typical.
Now, normally, if it wasn't for trying to keep this to 2.5 hours, I'd open up the phone line so that people can talk to you. But maybe we'll do that next time. Next time. All right.
Thanks, y'all.
Until next time, you two. Pardon
Oh my gosh.
the masculinity. Peace! Ha! Peace, y'all. Shit, I might go to Discord real quick and say what's